So you guys have been wanting a list of our available ball pythons. Well, rather than just post up a list and then have you guys like choose out the snakes and then me send you a picture, I figured it'd be better just to video all of our available animals so that you guys can get a real close look at them. And so that's what we're gonna do, right? Now we're gonna start out with the animals that are, you know, less expensive, and then as we go through the animals we'll go to the higher end stuff. And all these snakes I'm going to show you are eating frozen thawed unless I specify otherwise. But I'm pretty sure everything I'm going to show eats frozen thawed. And I'm going to speculate the weights basically. I'm just going to go by eye. So exact weights, obviously I'll have to weigh them on a scale, but I didn't want to do that on the video just because I don't want to touch everybody and pull them out of their enclosure just because they all ate yesterday. So that's why the snakes may appear a little chubbier in this video than they actually are, because they all just ate less than 24 hours ago. So first up here we have a male vanilla. Vanilla is a fun gene when it's used in combination with other morphs, especially fire. You make the awesome vanilla cream. The super of the vanilla is really nice looking, has a super faded head. Combine that with pastel, looks really nice. So this is just a vanilla, nothing else is in him except for vanilla. Codom gene, like I said before, it has a super, and this gene, when you mix with the fire, will create an axe-like super animal in the vanilla cream, which is an absolutely spectacular animal in my opinion. You know, little male here, he isn't going to break the bank obviously, and I'm not going to give you guys a price for any of these animals. Basically they're all market price. Market price seems to change daily, but we're looking at best offers basically. We have new babies that are going to be on the ground probably within the next 3 weeks, so we do need to make space. At the same time, we're not going to give anything away either, but we'll listen to any reasonable offers basically. So that's the vanilla male ball python. So guys, anytime we cut away in this video, it's because the temperature is just too hot in this room, and the camera basically was overheating, so I had to turn it off for a little bit. But needless to say, we're back. This next animal is another male, and he is a calico male. Now you guys could see he doesn't have an S load of white like some of the other calicos or sugars you've probably seen, but nonetheless he is definitely a calico. As you could see, he has the speckling coming up the sides, and of course that beautiful bright border along the stripe on the back. So definitely a calico. This guy eats like a monster. I assume that his weight is around 300 grams. I don't know if I mentioned the weight of the vanilla in the previous clip, but that snake is probably around 150 grams. The vanilla is eating 30 gram rats, and this male is eating 60 gram rats. So he actually eats like a champ, and he's a very pretty snake, and obviously very cool things that you could make in terms of combos with the calico gene. Alright, so let's move along. Next animal we have here is a female, and she is very nice looking. This is a 2 gene animal. This is a pastel orange ghost, otherwise known as a pastel orange hypo. And you guys could see that she almost looks like a spog because of that bright head, and a spog is a super pastel orange ghost. But nonetheless, she is just a pog, a pastel orange ghost. It's just that usually when they're born, they have that very faded head. A spog would keep that faded head basically its whole life. But nonetheless, she is very bright. She's basically exactly the color that you guys are seeing on the camera right now. She's eating 30 gram rats, and she was actually one of the snakes that fed right away on frozen thawed for us. So she's never eaten a live meal. And of course, I mean, if you do feel like feeding live, she'll eat the live meal. But you guys could see really beautiful colors on her. Has a really nice Y pattern right in the back of her head and down her neck. Very beautiful female. And I estimate her to be a little bit heavier than the vanilla, so probably 175 grams. And And right here we have a male that's actually 2 years old. He was a bad feeder in the beginning because, like I had explained in a previous video, we like that all our snakes eat frozen. So sometimes if the snake won't eat frozen for a little while, we'll basically, I don't want to say we'll starve the snake. As you can see, this guy is anything but starved. He's actually quite fat for a male. But basically we didn't give up on frozen thawed with this guy. So he grew a little bit slower, but now he eats like a pig, eating 60-gram rats, and I would estimate him to be at least 500 grams. He's about 2 years old, so he'll definitely be ready to go this breeding season. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he's actually 100% het albino. So you'll be able to make albino pinstripes this coming season. So pinstripe 100% het albino, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. This next male is due for an upgraded cage because he is huge. This guy is breeding for us right now. This is a Pastel genetic stripe. Basically, that bin up there is going to be a bin for him. It's just that right now we have somebody else's male that we're just waiting on giving it back to the guy so that we can move this guy into a bigger cage. You guys can see beautiful golden color to this boy. The Pastel really does some funky things with that genetic stripe pattern. As you guys can see, the stripe is all broken up. Genetic stripe is obviously recessive and Pastel is co-dominant. Really nice 2-gene male that we have here, and I don't think I need to say it, but this guy eats like a pig. He's basically the same age as that pinstripe het albino, and at least 200 grams heavier. I'd estimate this guy to be between 700 and 800 grams. Monster of a snake, eats like a pig. Alright, so next up, I cannot believe we still have the snake for sale because he is beautiful. He was the star of my last video, how to get your snake onto frozen thawed, and that is the male Mochi that we produced this year. This is a snake that was produced this year. This snake is about 10 months old, and I think there's a really good chance that he will breed this coming season. Obviously anything with Enchi is worth its weight in gold, and Mojave mixed with Enchi just gives you this amazing snake. Really a lot of cool things that you could do with this combo, and this male, he eats so well, has amazing size to him. I think he's actually even bigger than the female Pastel Mochi that we have. For whatever reason, he's just grown like a weed, even though he eats just about the same as all of our other snakes that were born in the same clutch. It's just he's so much bigger than all of the others. So really, really nice male. I really like the blushing. Honestly, if I still had snakes myself at home, I'd probably pick this guy up for myself. Really nice looking male Mochi. What do we have next? What is this over here? Oh, that's something special maybe. Not necessarily for sale. Alright, I guess we'll look at this female here. This female, another great snake that just eats like a machine. This snake is actually... is she younger than the Pastel Orange Ghost? No, she can't be. But this snake here is a 3-gene animal. This is a Pastel yellow belly spark, also known as a Pastel puma. Really cool snake. This female will not produce any normals for you. All the babies will be either sparks or yellow bellies, and spark combos, let me tell you, are amazing looking. Really, really cool, as are yellow belly combos. So really powerful animal in terms of genes here, and you guys can see she's really friendly, easy to handle, eats like a champ. I'm gonna probably say eats like a champ for every snake here, just because they all eat extremely well. Really cool looking white snake. For what we have seen, the adults will begin to get a little bit more color to them. Oh, and by the way, guys, that's not a mite or anything there. That's probably because she took a crap and then probably went through it. That's the problem with these white snakes, is that they get dirty very easily. But a pretty little snake right here. I'll wash her off after this video, I guess. They always tend to get dirty, these white snakes. Very nice looking snake though. Female. Genetically quite a powerful animal if you ask me. Alright, so next up in terms of our available animals, will this be the last one? Yeah, I think this will be the last one for younger snakes. And then we have some males that are also going to be put up for sale. And this is our male Pastel Mochi. So basically like the male you saw previously, that was the Mochi, his brother, and this guy has a Pastel gene added. So a 3 gene male who will also probably breed this season. And you guys can see the big difference is just how blushed out he is. Actually, this is a good video because I believe somebody had asked me for an update on the Pastel Mochis. So this is the male eating 60-gram frozen thawed rats. Let's try to open him up a bit here for you guys. But it almost looks like this guy has yellow belly in him. He does not, but the blushing up the sides is really intense. There's not a dark spot on this guy, to be honest with you. There is no black on any of his scales at all. Very, very blushed out animal. And almost certain he will breed this season coming up. And for that reason, we may keep him. But as of right now, he is still for sale. And I'm going to show the female Pastel Mochi that we have. I do not think my colleague wants to sell her, but just for the sake of this video, we'll show her. You guys can see her pattern is ultra clean, and she is a beautiful girl, and she is actually eating 100-gram rats. Frozen thawed 100-gram rats. Her head has a little bit more blushing than the male, but her pattern is just extremely clean. And obviously, the things we could do with this 3-gene female are really cool. Some of the things we may do is put a special to her to make Enchi pastel crystals. Lots of different ideas that we have for this girl. But, you know what? As Ted DiBiase used to say, which is a professional wrestler for those of you who don't follow wrestling, everybody has a price, I guess. So if you guys are ultra interested in this female, this gorgeous female, let me know and maybe we could work something out. No promises though. Alright guys, that's the video for the younger stuff, the stuff that's basically all under a year old that we have for sale right now. And at the end of this breeding season, we should have some males up for sale also. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys are looking for anything in particular, because we also have quite a few geckos, crested and leopard, and we know people who have other snakes if you guys are looking for anything, so we could maybe hook you guys up. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe and take care. Thanks.